Why am I filming a video with the title, "You don't need a break, you have to move"? I have observed many people in my life, including myself, get to a point where everything is too much. You probably, maybe, know it from yourself. The feeling that the noise around you due to job, family, friends, expectations you have for yourself, but also maybe from others, health, etc. It all just feels too much. So we have a huge chaos of so many things we think we need to do, of so many problems that have arrived, that we get to the point of, I want to hit pause for a second. How does that pause look like? Maybe you grant yourself a whole weekend on the couch watching Netflix. Maybe you use your phone. Maybe you go on vacation. And you know those people who go abroad, who finally have a few weeks of work, and then the first thing that happens is that they get sick? That was me for years. So I know a lot of people who took time off, who went on vacation and came back not relaxed at all. I know that feeling very well, to want life to stop for just a second, because our energy goes into so many topics and so many thoughts that we just lose it completely and we cannot use it for ourselves anymore. And sometimes this goes on for weeks, months, and it becomes chronic. And I want to use this video to set a contrary thought. Because when I say you don't need a break, you need to move, what do I actually mean by movement? Going outside, working out, all these kind of things are very important, and sometimes the most important part for our body, for our system to get going again. Working out and moving our body is something where we put in energy in the beginning, but we'll get back a lot more than we put in. And still, this is not the kind of movement that I mean. What I am referring to is making decisions. And I can tell you, for the longest time in my life, decisions have been something that I just didn't do. I just didn't decide anything for myself. The first thing that lacks when you don't have energy anymore is your decision making. You don't have the mental capacity to be able to make decisions anymore because they cost energy. But decisions obviously have the power to change something in our lives, right? This is why we're so afraid sometimes to make decisions. There might be a part in you that doesn't want to make a decision because the advantage of not making it is bigger than what might come, the unknown. Which part in you is afraid of growth and especially of change? What exactly is this part afraid of? And what is something that this part does not want to lose at all? I know that a lot of times in my life I didn't make a decision because I thought that whatever will come afterwards will be worse than what I have right now. I thought whatever comes next, I don't know what's coming, right? And it could suck even more and even more badly. For me personally, there's nothing I find more uncomfortable than the feeling of stagnation. If I feel like I'm not growing, I'm not moving, I'm not learning, life becomes dull, and what I need is other people to tell me where to go and what to do. And this exact situation is what happened in my life so many times over and over again, just because I did not make any decisions for myself. I see people staying in the same job for 20 years that they hate just because they think whatever comes next must be worse. And maybe you had a bad decision in the past, right? And maybe you have switched jobs and it actually got worse. So we think just because what happened in the past must be happening in the future as well. But I don't want to use this video to go deep into decision making. I want to use this video as a wake-up call. You don't need a pause, you have to move. I know you are looking for something in your life, and I know that there's a part in you that has been screaming for ages for you to look at it and for you to listen to it. Because even though you gave up on life, on things to become better, on your fulfillment, on yourself, essentially, There will always be this little spark in you that never dies, that will never shut up. And you know that life is movement, that the risk of it being uncomfortable to start going and to make a decision for yourself is not as bad as the feeling of discomfort you are in at the moment. You have to start making small decisions for yourself. And even if you end up in a position again where you feel like this is not where you belong, you can make another decision and you can adjust and you can move. The way I see it is life continues either way. There's always going to be something out of your control happening. And in the worst case, for years and years, other people are making the decisions for yourself because you cannot do it on your own. And that can feel comfortable, but is it really? The reason you feel like you don't belong where you are at the moment might be because it is not your place to be, because it is not the place that you have actively decided to be, or that you will continue to actively decide to be. And if you feel like you don't have any power at all to change something, you have no power to change your job you're in, you have no power to move your body at the moment, then start making the smallest of the smallest decisions for yourself, just to have the feeling of self-efficacy again. It can be deciding what you want for breakfast tomorrow, what you actually want, not what you have been eating for the past however long time, and you will decide without asking someone else what they think you should be eating, just for yourself. The reason I'm doing this video is because it really hurts me to see when people lose their spark in life, and when they are so focused on everyone else and so focused on making everyone else happy and caring for everyone and being there and having to go to a job that they don't like, and because they will have to care for everyone. It hurts to see that they are just losing themselves, and it hurts to see that there's so much love and potential and so much that they deserve. And I'm speaking, of course, about certain people I have in mind right now, but they just don't have the energy to change it, and they don't know where to start. And their body screams, I need to rest. I want you to get back energy from what you do. I want you to do something and have the feeling that it gives you something back. And of course, it will not happen every day and every single hour of your life. But I promise you, there are things that are screaming for you that you've always wanted to do. What did you like doing as a child? That will give you the feeling of, oh, this is what I love doing, and this is what, what gives me energy back. And the best way to be doing that is by starting to have the feeling that you yourself have power, that you yourself can take up space, that you yourself can choose where to go and how you want to design your life. So start moving. And thank you for watching this video.